Hi everyone, I'm Nathan from the ebook reader blog. So I recently reviewed the Boox Go 7 BW, the black and white version. I still have the Boox Go 7 first gen color version, so I wanted to do a comparison between the black and white and the color version. The new color model has the exact same screen, so it's no difference there. They just changed the buttons, as you can see right here, and they added stylus support. So there's really no reason to, buy the second gen one to compare. I'll just compare it to the first gen one, show you guys what's different with the newer version. Basically, it just comes down to the difference between color ink and black and white ink. When you're using dark mode, you really don't notice much of a difference because it kind of hides the deficiencies with color ink. So if you're new to color ink, they're the same exact screen as the black and white models. They have this color filter layer that goes on top of the screen to achieve the color, and that filter layer kind of adds a darker quality to the screen. So even right here, you can see just the background's kind of darker. There's also a little bit of a screen door effect that you can see with the filter layer. It doesn't show up great on the camera, but it's just a little bit, there's a little bit more of a grittiness to the color ink. But when it comes to, the interface, they have color icons for everything. I remember in the early days with Boox colored models, they didn't have the interface color at all. So, but now the newer models, even like the settings menu and your folders, they have different colors for the different icons. And of course, like the cover view, you got the colors. Definitely nice to have color for some things, but when it comes to reading regular text, the black and white model definitely has an advantage. So like I said, the first gen color Go 7, it's exactly the same as the newer Go 7 second gen model. They just added stylus support, and then they changed the buttons. As you can see, the buttons are a little bit more spaced further apart on the newer version, but I mean, they're exactly the same otherwise. They say they using a different CPU on the newer version. Book says that with every new release. There's literally like no noticeable difference. You can see through this video, they're basically the same speed. They do say that the it's supposed to have less ghosting on second gen, but who knows? The color models always have some level of ghosting. But so this is what it mainly comes down to. Color ink has a darker screen than black and white ink. So right here, when we have the front lights turned off, I'll use some different lighting conditions. I just closed the blind here to make it a little bit darker as well. So you can see the differences just with the color ink and the black and white ink when it comes to regular text. And Onyx's front lights are kind of weird. They don't really start kicking in until like 3/4 of the way up. So if we max out the front light on the black or on the color model, it looks more comparable to the black and white model. So yeah, the thing with the color ink is you just have to have the front light cranked up higher to like minimize the darkness of the screen. So here we are in lower lighting again, front light off on the right, front light maxed out on the left. So another thing I noticed about the newer Go 7 black and white is kind of a weird color to the cool end of the light spectrum. It kind of has a green quality to it. It seems to be brighter than the first gen Go Color 7 as well. But yeah, there's very different colored front lights. As you can see here, they're exact same settings, but they look completely different. That doesn't have anything to do with the color ink really. It's just the front lights. They vary a lot from one batch to the next. You never really know what you're going to get with front lights. I wish they'd standardize them more, but as you can see here, the color, the warm color is quite a bit different as well. The camera does adjust a little bit, but obviously they're very different color wise. Again, at the lower end of the spectrum, very different colors, but that's not something you can really bank on because they might be different on the units you buy. So yeah, color ink is great for comics. I'm not sure the 7-inch screen size is great for comics, but I mean, I'm not disappointed by the color quality at all. I think the color quality actually looks pretty good. It is a bit exaggerated if you've seen my comparison reviews last year, like with the Kobo Libra color, but it does look good as far as the color goes. You just have to get used to the darker quality of the screen for like regular text, but when it comes to comics and stuff, it definitely does look pretty good. It's not going to look as good as an LCD screen like a tablet or something, but they don't have as many colors. But I mean, the color quality is decent. I don't have any problem with the color quality. It's just sort of you get more of a darker quality of the screen. And Onyx's color models have more ghosting, as you can see here. There's like more overlapping of like previous pages, so you can kind of control this somewhat with different settings, but it's just one thing that seems to be more apparent on the color models. You do notice the ghosting more, so you can have the faster refresh modes and it doesn't do all that flashing, but then like it kind of builds up a little bit. You got to customize all these different settings for refresh and like the different speed modes that Onyx offers, but Regal tends to work best with the Kindle app. So this is the Kindle app. Has more flashing, but then the page looks clearer. It doesn't have as much ghosting. So just sort of a compromise. You got to mess with the different settings. So yeah, same comic on the black and white screen. Definitely doesn't look as good. I'm using Onyx's built-in app here. But and another thing with the black and white models, I usually have the dark color enhancement cranked up to make the text look bolder. If you're doing that with images, it'll make the images look darker, as you can see here. So you can kind of control that with the different settings, make it not so dark. But yeah, obviously color screen looks a lot better for this type of content than the black and white screen. So it's just sort of one of those things. Do you want color for your, comics and covers and all the icons and apps and stuff like that? Or do you want black and white? The black and white just has a superior reading experience with the better contrast, just a lighter screen. So other than the screen, there is no difference between the color version and the black and white version other than the price. The color model is what, $20 more expensive? If you're thinking about getting the first gen color model, one of the differences with it is it doesn't have stylus support, and it also doesn't have the ability to add the notes app. As you see on the black and white version, I have the notes app there, and you can use it with keyboards even if you don't have the stylus, whereas the first gen model, it doesn't have that at all. You can't use the notes app even with keyboards. So that's basically it. The differences between these two, it just comes down to color ink and black and white ink. So I'm going to wrap up this review. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the ebook reader blog and YouTube channel for more videos and e-reader news. Goodbye.